Oh, got everybody. Right. This could be fun. Right. Okay. Sit where you all wish. Preferably on one side or something like that, because I'm going to sit down there and have a conversation with you rather than this whole technology.
Do you want us all to be on the side?
If possible.
I don't think there's enough.
I mean, I don't need any.
Sit where you want.
I don't need. And then I changed my mind. I fixed it in post.
That's your prerogative.
Yeah. And then I'll move it around.
I'll sit down.
That's reserved, that one. No, not that. I'm kidding. Sit down. Yeah. I don't want to crop anybody's head off, because that's just, it's mean, isn't it?
No, sit down, honestly.
Is that all right? There we go. You all sit down, and then I'll sit, because I'm the secondary. I'm not important, so.
Of course you are.
Not as important. That's actually, I quite like that shot.
Is it on record?
Yes. Let's make them all. There we go. And then I'll bring this down and back up.
You don't need me. Yeah. A bit.
Don't need me. That's like, right, you just talk about how cool I feel.
So funny.
Switch on.
Who's drowning?
It's me.
Oh, go get a glass of wine. I'm drowning, son. What's happening?
You don't get a glass of water.
I'm fine.
You can have one.
Get two.
That's not working at the count.
Do you want something else?
Go and get a drink.
Me, I'm
Shall we go?
fine. Yeah. No, I'm fine.
Go on.
Is it some?
Pinot.
You
Yeah.
want to have bring them up? Would you like a drink? Would you like a drink?
I'm okay, thank
Would you like a drink?
It's good.
No, I'm here till tomorrow evening. We're up on the train. So, hell yeah.
So you got up
I've
there.
got a weekend off. I usually teach all weekend, so I'm doing absolutely nothing. Brilliant.
When are you doing absolutely nothing? This is not absolutely nothing. This is like
not doing anything.
You've just sat on the stage answering questions and
Yeah, that's
talking
not-
about a film that you helped make.
That's
not nothing.
That's neat.
As opposed to
Usually on a Saturday, right? Usually Saturday morning,
Yeah.
I've got like 16 kids in a room that I have to teach animation. That's much more hectic than sitting and chatting with the microphone.
Yeah.
So you mentioned
Running 16 kids.
when we were chatting with your T-shirt, which you've now been carrying around, you mentioned children's workshop. What? Talk to me about that. This is like a longer interview because Don's away, so it's steadily started. So.
For about 10 years, at the Exeter Phoenix, funny enough, which is the place where I got my initial grants to make the short films, they asked me whether I'd be interested in running some animation clubs on Saturdays. And it's just basically sort of 7 to 12-year-olds. And I do it with another animator called Grimmfests. He used to do a lot of children's animation for TV. And we've been doing it for years and years, and then we noticed that there were, increasingly over the years, there were a lot of children that were coming along that had different sensory needs. Because my niece and nephew are autistic. We noticed that there were more and more of these kids coming along that were really enjoying animating, but the room was too noisy, it was too raucous, crazy. So we reached out through the Phoenix for funding to try and get some sort of special grant so that we could put on extra classes that would be smaller and dedicated for children with ADHD and autism. And they've been hugely successful and popular ever since. So we just run them constantly. And we get these kids who come in who all they do is draw. Sometimes they don't even really want to speak to people very much. But over the past couple of years, they will sit there and they will make animations, and we've got them in to put their own voiceovers on them, and they've learned how to edit them, do sound mixes and stuff. It's amazing.
I might go along to one of these. It sounds like they know more than I do.
They're really, really good fun, and and their parents come along and say, I can't believe what they're producing. And I said, no, it's amazing. There's something about animation where they've got complete control of their world, and they respond to it. It's literally like a Dr. Who's piece. It's absolutely lovely. So we've been pushing it, trying to get more and more of these classes going, and to sort of get these kids interested.
How difficult was it to set up in the first place? Was there a lot of really is that the benefit? Really not initially.
I think so, yeah. Well, I think the funny thing is about a lot of these classes is that they, quite often the parents will get, especially because the daughters don't have like a pocket of funding, and they won't know, they can't find an activity on which to spend that money. So, I mean, there's a lad called Ollie who teaches for years now, and his mum had just this pocket of money. They were just giving us money, and they didn't have anything to spend it on. So, he doesn't want to do sports, doesn't want to do this, doesn't want to do that. But he loved drawing, so we got him in, and we started saying, well, you draw beautifully. If you cut those characters out, we made a puppet out of your drawing. You could animate that. You could bring your drawing to life, and then that was it. And he just saw the potential of that and just started making these beautiful animations. And now he animates them, and I don't do anything, I just sit there with him, and if anything goes wrong, I say, don't worry about it, just press that, it's fine. You know, and he does the sound mix, he cuts them, and does voiceovers and everything, and it's amazing.
You seem to, I've heard you use a phrase that's similar to really good at it. More than once, you do a lot, and it's very impressive. All I knew about Wolf Manor when I was sitting down watching an auditorium when you did that amazing intro, people went, watch on the in the audience. It was just its title, and obviously you guys were attached. Didn't know anything else beyond that. But the title really intrigued me.
Yeah.
Enough to go, oh, watch that. I think it's better than the American title. But you know what? If the American title generates truckloads of money, then I think American title's amazing.
Yeah.
But if I had to choose, I think Wolf Manor is. It's the more intriguing one. I think it's like, right, it's got wolves. There's a manor. I do know what a manor is, which is quite good. What's the connection between these two things? So that's enough of a hook to make it right. I need to see this. Scream of the Wolf, the Irish Wolf. For me, it wasn't a hook.
No.
But I suppose from an artistic point of view, we're all for the Wolf Manor, but from a sales point of view, which is a completely different thing, then I suppose they know what they're doing, and it's their product then, so they take things out, they say, well, we know how to sell it, so we're doing this. And somebody just showed in front cover of Before Dawn then, and it's a film about a couple falling out in a house, and it's an allegory for the end of the world, but set small. And one person turns into a zombie, and it's where love falls in between that. But the front cover is me with a gun, snow everywhere, burning buildings, and 1,000 zombies. I said, that's ridiculous. That's nothing to do with the film. And the MD of Metro at the time said, "Do you want me filming Asda or not?" I was like, "Okay."
It's like you were talking about with financing and stuff. When you do the directing part, somebody else does the financing part. That's the difference, isn't it? It's like I make the films and you make really good films. And then you go, right, now it's over to you. You let the baby go. Somebody else then, takes it through puberty and then gets a really good job and then generates lots of money and pays more.
Yeah, I think even with Babe, it was called Credits and then deleted, and then they made it as The Taking, and then it was shown at Leeds Film Festival. It was too late for the genre film festivals, and then it got turned down for Asda and Sainsbury's. So then they said, well, we stuck an animation on at the end, so they said we've re-edited it, it wasn't true, we just put the animation on the end, and then resubmitted it with a different cover and called it Bait. So they didn't know it was the same film, they submitted twice, and then it went all over the place.
I have signed DVD with Blu-ray, Blu-ray at home,
Yeah.
off the website.
That's right, we went to 700,
I've got one of those.
Right, cool,
Love the film.
so then, that's the sales, which we wouldn't have done. It would have come out at Leeds, called The Taking, would have gone under the radar, and that was it. But they were like, we're relaunching this, we know what we're doing. I'm like, I'll leave it to it.
I think the confusing thing is as long as you let people know that is this, they're the same thing. So if you've heard us talk about this for 6 months in the UK, it's not. And I think that's where some people like me, film fans and stuff go, hey, I saw Wolf Manor brackets called Wolf in America, which I always make sure I do stuff like that. So I said, what a fun film.
I'm glad you liked it.
We both, didn't we? What did you do? We sat there, we didn't know what to expect, and we were laughing.
Well, my
in the
favourite
right
line,
moments.
I just like the way that Nicky ran in, and we didn't have the cans on at the time, because it was like 4:30 in the morning. And we just said you have to run from, because we were all hidden on the other, and he runs forward to the camera, turns around and runs back. And then when we came to the edit, Joe was laughing, and I went, what's funny about that bit? She went, have you not heard what he says? And he says, I've shit myself, I've shit myself, I've shit myself. It's like, I didn't know you said that. And he went, yeah, I was daring myself to say it. No, I haven't said it. I was like, God, you only said it on one take. That's really good. Yeah.
But it was like, and I was talking to Annette, who's my lovely lady behind the camera, and I love how in Wolf Manor there's a lot of jokes that are prolonged. So do you know sometimes in films you will see a joke and you go, okay, it was funny, okay, maybe no, it's not funny.
Yeah.
That doesn't apply to that, it's funny. Okay, no, that joke was funny. Oh, it's carrying on. Oh, it's still funny.
Yeah.
Oh, it's carrying on a little bit more. Oh, it's still funny. They sort of escalated. There was quite a few occurrences like that, like the shit myself. That's funny.
Tasting the blood on the arm.
I have shit myself. No, oh my god, it's funny again. But it's similar. It's a similar joke and the blood.
Yeah, it's like
You
does
know,
it 3
that's
times.
funny.
It's the rules of thirds, though.
That's funny.
The first one's funny, then he does it again. It stops being funny, and then he does it again. It's funny again. So you just think, oh god, you decided to stay with that. And then he did it on Adult Babies, and that's where I've nicked it from, where he's trying to start a motorbike, and every time it doesn't work, and it just keeps going. I think he does it like 20 odd times. Then it comes to another scene. And then we dared ourselves to come back and still do it again. So it's like, and I quite like that. We think, all right, that worked, that's all, we'll do it again.
And I think it worked with Ollie's character who was doing it in the mirror. And I don't know how many times he did it, but every single time it was funny. We were just sitting there chuckling and stuff.
Great. Oh, that's cool. Thank you.
One of the highlights for me is the line, "You can trust me, I'm the producer." Because, and I won't name them all, but we know who else was in the audience. There's a lot of really talented directors in the audience, and the laughter was louder from the little gaggle of directors behind to the right. And I'm like, exactly. They know the joke, and we know the joke as well.
I do definitely think we could have gone further with that. There's lots of things you could have put in that would have been cruel or would have been specific to people. So we just stayed on the right line, like a nod to the stereotype.
Stayed on the time.
Yes.
So it's an absolute. So what's your most fun memory about filming it all? Is there a specific thing? You know, in like 5 years' time or whatever, you don't think about what.
I know for us,
Nice, the cellar, being in the cellar with all that blood. It
It's
just
still
like
there.
tones.
It is
Yeah,
still-
it's still there. I just absolutely love
but
it.
it does seem also the location, because in the stables, that was the end stable room was our workshop.
Yeah.
And it was really funny because that was really warm. That room was actually one of the warmest rooms at the location. Because you used to have the dryer go to the costume, used to use it to constantly dry the actors' clothes, and the room was really warm. And every so often, someone walked in with a beer, said, quick beer in the room, and then walked back to the set.
Sneaking off so they couldn't be
You don't
seen.
hide in our room for a little beer or something.
Well, they all been like Ollie was, just he's gone in.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose like the executive producers didn't have to be there to their work happened before we actually started. So they were kind of on the jolly. So even in the pub, we didn't even get to the extras till God knows what time at night. So they were all absolutely plastered, completely plastered. And it just meant that like Joel and Pete and their mates that were coming around to see it were brilliant. They never interfered, because we kept saying to Pete, if you're visible, people start behaving. He was like, no, I don't want to interfere. And he was brilliant like that, because you do get exec producers thinking that they can do everything. He was like, I'm sitting back and watching. If there's anything I don't like, I might just give you the nod. And he was great like that, but he said, but otherwise, I don't want to freak anybody out. So it was like a social thing for them. So by 9 o'clock, they'd have a drink and then stay around till 3 o'clock in the morning.
For 13 days, wasn't it? That's a quick shoot.
Yeah.
It didn't feel quick, it felt like a long time. It was only a few times we went to like broad daylight.
Yeah. It was when we first killed, the 2 reporters walking up and he gets attacked.
That was the first night.
That was our first night.
Yeah.
And the sun
It
was
was
just
just
coming up and we had it on the floor, didn't we?
Yeah.
You can't turn the camera that way because you'll see the sunlight. So that was brilliant.
I can't fix that in post. That is staying into what we obviously.
Yeah, I forgot that was a couple of times. I think the time when the werewolf runs around with the jacket, starts ripping the jacket, that was close as well.
That was an amazing jacket as well.
Yeah.
Even the jacket was funny. It's like, so we pick the jacket and like that jacket's
Pete and John.
And then the fluff flying.
Oh, that was the fluff was that was contact as well. We had to do that against green screen. And we chucked it onto a hairdryer and it went flying up. And just used 3 different shots of that to fly up. Not so many who could do that.
It really was. It's like bits of big jacket floating around. You're like, I'm just because we were in the mood for a funny
roller coaster of a film.
I've been testing to Lee and Joel as well that they're big horror nerds and they wanted to make this horror film. And Pete stuck by his guns and said, I don't want this and I don't want that and I want this. And the reason why I've asked you to direct it is because these other people wanted to change it. I don't want to change it, I want to do this. So it was quite nice having the faith that he had and he believed it and you think, well, if you believe it, then nobody else has got a choice but to believe it as well. And it was nice to jump up and go, I'll go with you because I know what you do.
You sound like fun to work with because on the stage you were also saying you leave the editing to do the editing. And
well, I'm not an editor.
But I think you hear a lot of directors who are like, right, I know exactly what I want. I need to hit on this.
Well, then that's time consuming and it causes resentment and bitterness and you're telling people that are experts of what they're doing that you're a better expert.
Even though you're not.
Yeah, you know.
It's great to work with you. To be involved with the world.
I always
What's the story there?
No, I just always like it. I'd like a pump in my hand and I like it squirter and I like the windows, I know exactly where I want the window to do, so I just like, I like getting over them.
It takes the pressure off, doesn't it? Yeah.
And it's like, I thought the animation. It was at the beginning, and I can imagine when the film within the film starts that way, I can imagine a lot of people, if they're watching this, or whatever, they go, oh, right. And people in the auditorium, is this the, and it is, it's the right film, but it's sort of, I like it, it's unique.
Yeah. I love that. You just don't know what to expect. It's not what you think. It's not what you expect to start a movie. It's brilliant.
Because if you're saying, right, I'm going to do a werewolf movie, a lot of people will go, oh, pretty much know what to expect. With Wolf Manor, Scream the Wolf, that's not what you get. You don't get your stereotypical, this is another.
I can't imagine the film without James Fleet playing that. There's lots of parts that I can't imagine somebody else doing it. I think even like Tyler Zuki just playing that part. You just think she's kind of the unsung hero because it all hinges around her. She pushes her along, she's not in almost every scene. It's a thankless task really. And I told her that. I said, I think one of the best things in it, but everybody's looking at James and the werewolf and the blood and the gore. You kind of get sidelined. But if it wasn't for her, driving and knowing everything that she had to do, and it was all on her shoulders, it wouldn't have been the film that it was. But I can't imagine James Flint not being there. I can't imagine anybody else playing that part.
I think every, actors or animators or ingredients, but I think without everybody doing their things and top of their game from the viewer's point of view, it worked. It was a blast, wasn't it?
I'm glad you liked it. It's nice to be interviewed by somebody else who liked it.
I didn't like it. Really enjoyed it. So I'm always, we're Facebook friends and Twitter friends and stuff, so it's like you see me just blasting all this sort of stuff.
Super.
Hence I'm making sure that if you're American, Scream the Wolf. Wolf Manor in the UK. It's great. I'm a fan of your work anyway. I haven't seen Adult Babies yet.
Right. I don't think we're
Really? It's just because I suffer from too many films to watch and not enough time, so it's like,
I was proud of it. I'm proud of the fact that there's a film out there called Adult Babies. It's actually Adult Babies, but it wasn't, I think it was the least it was the hardest film to sell out of the lot of them. Whereas this was actually the easiest film to sell. This and Bait, and I think because you know what it is in the tin, like I said, it's the title is there. But I don't mind you not seeing that.
Okay, I'm going to watch it just to define it. I'm sure I like it, but I'm sure it's very different from, because that's why I recommend it. It is but it was an absolute blast. The Canes, are they available anywhere?
No, so the thing is, they were all doubles, so I had 12, and I'm doing this today, and I'm doing Abattoir tomorrow, so I gave 5 away here, and 5 away at Abattoir, and that's it. Well, they were already there, and he said, get 20, I was like, okay, no, they will need 20. Yeah, so it's a nice thing to give away. We gave them away at Trieste as well, and it's been great.
So everybody's just going to be walking around with canes and like next to
Yeah.
Wolf Manor, no, Scream the Wolf.
I can't believe we've got one. I mean, I've got the one that's got the bit chopped off at the bottom, the bit that you've got down. So we've got that one. I can send you that one. It's not got the end. It's not practical.
See, I dare ask him.
So you're there going, whereas inside you're like this, I mean, it's now going down, there's a post office just round the corner. arrange it. But no, I had an absolute blast. It's great to see you this weekend.
Ah,
It's
thank
great
you.
for me to be here this weekend as well.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
skiving my night job tomorrow night. So this ain't going to go online until I've,
yeah.
Good, yeah.
until after I've quit my job. So,
Just really appreciate that.
I'm handing my notice in next week anyway, so I'm all good. So, but no, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You've got other interviews or things after this? Or?
I don't know.
I have no idea. I guess you do. Yes, there you go. So, they're a great bunch. Thanks for taking some time out.
Thank you so much.
I will probably catch you at some point weekend to grab a selfie or whatever.
Of course, yes, do.
Thank you. Thanks for making it. Thank you. Don't lose a t-shirt. I will
No,
not.
yeah.
Thank you.
It's in the pocket.
Thank you very much.
That's a good
Thank
t-shirt,
you.
actually.
Well.
Yeah.